Okay, so the first thing that I want to say here is that the intensity of these battle scenes, of the action sequences that are going on in Attack on Titan are just... Is it just me, or are they just getting so more incredibly hype than they ever were before? This battle that I was watching, maybe it was because of all the Titans were there, you know, except for, like, the female Titan and whatnot. Like, they pretty much were all in one place at one time. Maybe it was that fact, I don't really know. Or if it was just the fact that we're watching basically these similar events that happened at the beginning of the series, but now happening in Marley. And there's just so much going on, but the epic scale of the battles that were happening here were just, like, every single panel was just intense, and I just was, like, on the edge of my seat the entire time reading it. It was crazy. It's crazy. What is happening here? So, like, you have Eren facing this Warhammer Titan, and he has like the little, like, the shell thing that they're inside of, you know, and she's like conscious, and there's just like that blank kind of creepy dead stare that she keeps giving, and like he can't bite into her because it's so hard, like it's like cracking his teeth, so he's just like, you know, holding her while he's fending off, while he's fighting other characters, and shit's just going wild. And the whole time I was like, you know, where the hell is Reiner? That's what I was wondering when I did the live reading, because Eren transformed, and we didn't see Reiner, we didn't see what happened to him. I mean, obviously he probably transformed too, so he didn't get caught to the debris, and that is what happened. And I like how he was kind of cupping, and he protected Falco, and he kind of had him in his hand, and they were able to see Reiner, and I loved how Reiner is just so defeated. Like, that's the thing, like in the last volume, you know, he was saying that he wants to disappear, he wants to die, basically. He almost committed suicide, and I know a lot of people got on my case about me kind of misconstruing what Eren meant when he said that he's the same as Reiner, but I thought it made sense from the point of view that I was coming at it with. I understand that I was wrong, and that's okay. I can be wrong about things. Like, remember, this is my first time reading through Attack on Titan. I don't know any spoilers. I don't know what's coming up. I'm not reading this with hindsight. I'm reading this for the first time. So I apologize if I do get some things wrong, or if I misconstrue some intentions of what Attack on Titan is trying to say. I'm just kind of coming at it from my own point of view, and I thought it made a lot of sense because Eren, you know, has always wanted to eliminate the Titans, and the fact that he is one, and the fact that it causes so much war and chaos kind of around his existence, I would think that, you know, if there was a way to exterminate them all, including himself, that he might be okay with that. Apparently I'm wrong about that, but that's okay. That's fine. I'm okay with being wrong about stuff. I can accept that. I am comfortable being wrong about things. But as for Reiner, I think that is pretty much the case. It's pretty much true, is that he just wants to end all. He wants to be done. You know, he wasn't even battling. He was barely conscious. He was just trying to protect the kid. Like, he just was like, I'm through with this shit, you know what I mean? And he's been so tormented and confused by, you know, what side is right, and there is no right side. And I think that's the whole idea of Attack on Titan, is that there is no right there or wrong in war. There's just different people living in different places, a lack of communication, people that don't come together, people that you know, want the status and power and the land, you know, whatever it is, power of the Titans in this case, the power, you know, to rule over the world, or to be the dominant military force in the world, whatever it is. You know, you're just coming at it from different perspectives, and you're not understanding that, you know, you're all life, you're all human beings, Marleyan, Eldian, whatever it is. I mean, there is no difference other than just the ability to become a Titan, you know? And so I think Reiner is through with it, and so that's why he's basically given up and hasn't really done much. He didn't participate in the fight except for one insanely epic moment that was just like crazy. That I love this moment so much, because again, you saw like the the intent in Reiner. Like, he stands up, and you know, you don't even see like the armor Titan. It's not its usual form, you know. He was in kind of like a more like protective state, or at least that's kind of like what I was getting out of it. And when he charges Eren, you know, he doesn't go to attack him. He goes to retrieve the Jaw Titan, which again is a character that Reiner kind of had a rivalry with, but like Reiner just doesn't give a shit right now. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about enemies or friends or enemies or who's on what side. It's just like, no more killing, no more war. Just fucking stop. Just stop. You know, just stop it. And so he went and he grabbed him, and he was able to take the Jaw Titan away, which was great. But before that, what I wanted to mention, I keep getting off track because I keep thinking about all this crazy shit that's happening in this volume. Eren was fighting the Jaw Titan, and he knew he couldn't crack the shell of the Warhammer, so he shoves it in the mouth of the jaw, and then like crunches the jaw, and just this person, like, just blood explodes or whatever it is, the person inside of it, and he just like drinks it. And it was just like this morbid, demonic moment that was like so intense and like in the heat of battle, in the heat of war, and it was crazy. Like Eren, Jesus, calm down, dude. But he can't, because like this is a situation. We have to win this battle situation. Like, there's no way out of this. You can't just like turn your back after starting this, you know? But it's not until after the battle is pretty much complete that a lot of crazy stuff and information is revealed. One thing that we definitely have to talk about is the death of Sasha. Now, I've always loved Sasha as a character. She's one of my favorites, really. Ever since her introduction, ever since the potato girl, you know, that was eating during her military instruction. Like, I've always loved Sasha. You know, she was awesome. She was great. I loved having her. She was a great character. She added a lot of humor. And what he does after this, too, after it goes into flashback mode and we see all these great Sasha moments, you know, it's just like, man, I know what you're doing. Like, this is just to make us even more upset about the death. And it works. But even more, the fact that Sasha died is how she died that is important here, because we have the character of Gabby. She manages to kill a Survey Corps member and then use his rappel gear to get onto the ship. And she just wastes no time. She's got zero hesitation. That's actually what I really liked about this moment, is because all these characters acted pretty much as they should have. One is Gabby kind of rolling in and then using the rifle and just shooting, because that was her plan. She didn't care. She wasn't thinking about the future. She was just like, let's go in and I'm just going to revenge. It was her primary objective. And she shot, and she just so happened to shoot Sasha. And then immediately after that, Jean, who was there, whips out his gun and just fires at her, which I think was fantastic. I think it shows that, you know, Jean is really kind of stepped up to the plate, and he's on board, and he's not hesitating anymore with any kind of confliction that he may have had with himself prior, that he's not doing the right thing or not doing enough of it or whatever it is. In this circumstance, he acted exactly as he should have. An enemy came in, an enemy fired, he pulled out his weapon and he fired back. He does not manage to get Gabby, as Falco is also on the ship and manages to kind of knock her out of the way, and then they decide to take them as prisoners. And this is more so, as I can see, like, for like story points coming up. I'm sure obviously Gabby has made an impression on the series just from her short introduction about 2, maybe 3 volumes ago, whatever it was. I know that the author has plans for her coming up. I know she has a lot more to do. She has a lot of parallels with Eren, so she couldn't die at this moment. However, with all those Survey Corps members there, I'm surprised that they just didn't get riddled with bullets to begin with, that Jean was the only one that really kind of fired off. But I could tell, you know, for story purposes, whether you want to call it plot armor or whatever, you know, I'm not concerned about it. It's not a gripe. I'm not complaining about it or anything. I'm just saying that, like, I'm surprised that they all didn't just open fire on them, you know what I mean? But he's obviously saving them for something later in the story, and I can understand that. And after her introduction, it'd be kind of weird if she was just like killed off like that. So I get it. But yeah, so that's a thing. And like I said, I'm just really, really sad to see Sasha go, man. I just wasn't... I knew deaths were coming. I mean, there's been deaths before, but man, like Sasha, you know, that's a rough one. That's a rough one, I'm not gonna lie. And then the final chapter of this volume kind of goes into what was happening, or at least a bit, because I still don't really know. So Eren is basically saying, you know, he knew that they were going to enact an announcement of war on their island, on the Eldians, on the Devils and whatnot. So Eren kind of got a step ahead. He drew first blood. He was the first to attack. They were going to attack him anyway. They were there also to destroy the docks, so that it would take them a lot longer in order to, you know, actually be able to send ships out to actually get to the island, because they don't have the aircraft that our main characters do, so it's buying a little bit more time. So it makes sense. It is a strategic move, but it also, you know, caused the deaths of tons of innocent people. And Armin definitely recognizes this, as, you know, he was there as the Colossus Titan to destroy the docks, and as he's doing this, you know, he's like, he's remembering, I think he has memories of Bertold within him that he's not revealing right now, but he thinks to himself, is this what you saw, Bertold? Is this the same thing? Am I going through the same thing that you are? And I think he's asking that already knowing the answer. He already knows that, yes, he is going through the same thing. And as the memories are passed down, I'm sure he knows a lot more of what Bertold knows about what they did, like how it felt and everything. So he's basically probably just reliving the emotions that Bertold already went through, just like passed down, if that makes sense. And it's revealed here that Zeke was kind of in cahoots with Eren, and Zeke is saying, if I understand this right, Zeke, I believe, does have royal blood in him. But Zeke is also about to die. So I don't know exactly how this is going to work, but I think the idea is that if they have the Founding Titan with somebody with royal blood, then they have the threat of unleashing all of the Wall Titans, like the walls that surround Paradis, where all our characters are from, all our main characters, is filled with Titans, and supposedly it's like hundreds of thousands of Titans. I didn't quite realize it was that many. I kind of forgot about that, but like, holy shit, yeah. And if they were ever unleashed, they would just dominate the earth. Everything would be crushed. There would be no way to say. They're basically all giant Colossus Titans, or bigger. I don't know. So if they have the threat, the insurance of, hey, we have somebody that could unleash all of these things, then that would essentially stop people from fighting each other, because if the fighting broke out, they would release those Titans, and it would force people into a stalemate. So that's, I believe, I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm wrong about things a lot. But I think that's the idea behind it. And if Zeke has the royal blood, then he could play into that idea of, we have royal blood and we have a Founding Titan, so back off or else we'll unleash these things. There's also Historia to think about, because she's there, and I believe that could also play a factor. And Eren revealed this to everybody, so they know the score, they know the game. And if this is Zeke's way of maybe getting some sort of redemption for maybe turning in his father when he was a child or something like that, whatever it was, whether he was brainwashed by the Marleyans and then kind of came back to a realization, or maybe he inherited something from the Beast Titan before him that kind of gave him this realization, this idea of wanting to free the Eldians and create peace. I don't know exactly what is behind it. Maybe this is all just a big lie and he still is working with Marley in some way. There's also his a new character, Yelena. Okay, sorry, I had to look it up real quick. Yelena. So she was who actually kind of was who I thought Armin was in the last volume, where she put the Cart and Jaw Titan into the little like pit that they fell in and whatnot. So she is from another nation that was kind of forced to be part of Marley as well, but wants to kind of help achieve this kind of world peace or whatnot. So there's her, and there's a bunch of other people from other nations as well as like, I guess, the first black person that they've ever seen on Paradis, because they ask you, why is your skin that color, which was kind of funny. But it shows that all of these people from all these other places, they kind of feel the same way, and they don't necessarily see the Eldians as the devils that they've been kind of indoctrinated to see. And it kind of shows that people are still able to make their own opinions and own assumptions despite what propaganda and government and media kind of flood into you. There are still people that are capable of individual thought and can think differently and think that there is something more to this. So they start sharing all of this technology, which you see basically this is what the characters have been doing the last 3 years. They've been developing this technology, incorporating it into their own way of life, different weapons, different kind of building the docks and everything like that, seafood for the first time. So there's all of these things that they've been doing for the past 3 years, which was cool to see, because we did have that time skip and we've been in Marley mostly following Reiner and the new Gabby and the new crew around. So it was nice to kind of go back and see what exactly our original main characters have been doing for these past 3 years, past 4 years. What I don't really know going forward is exactly what Zeke has in mind, because again, I feel like there's something within Zeke that I feel like he's working for his own gain. I don't think he really cares about, freeing the Eldian people. I could be wrong about that again. But it just seems like there's something else going on with him. So we'll see about that. in Marley, I mean, everybody seemed to kind of make it out alive except for the Warhammer Titan, which I believe Eren would have now. So I think that's part of his arsenal, so he's like founding Attack and Warhammer now, so he's kind of collecting them as they go. He may as well just eat Annie right now too, who we saw in this volume. I mean, hell, why not? And yeah, so we're gonna see an interaction between Zeke and Eren, so I'll be curious about that. Eren, oh yeah, they also put Eren into like a prison because of what he did. He wasn't, I guess, just the abruptness of it, of what he kind of forced them into, forcing this whole battle attack to happen. And some people are not too happy with him about that, so I can understand that. Also, I was kind of thinking, and maybe this is like really not right at all. This is kind of like paralleling our real life to Attack on Titan, but I was thinking about the threat of the wall titans that could basically destroy the world, and how it might be a parallel to like in our real world having like nuclear weapons that could destroy the world, and the threat that, hey, we have these, you know, like don't mess with us, you know, kind of thing. You know, it has something to do with like America or other countries that have nuclear weapons, and just showing like from our own real life existence that has not really stopped people from hating each other. It has not really stopped war or attacks or things of that nature. So the idea of this looming threat of the wall titans being unleashed might not actually do anything. People might not care. People might still have sneak attacks. People might still have, you know, war. And it might not actually work the way that they're thinking it is, because like I'm thinking like, you know, nuclear weapons could destroy our world theoretically, and if it's the same kind of thing, just stuck in a, you know, a fictional world, fictional universe, and if it's a parallel there, then it's really not going to help anything. So I don't know what Eren is really thinking with this. He might be completely off base in his idea here. It's a good idea, maybe, but you know, put it into action, how much is it really going to stop, you know, the world from being at war? Because war is something that's been around forever, you know, even in Attack on Titan. It is just that thing that just does not seem to stop, no matter how much you desire peace. So anyways, guys, that is my review for volume 26 of Attack on Titan. It was awesome. Love this volume. This was a great volume. I can't wait to get more into it. I think I only have 6 volumes left, I think, before I'm up to individual chapters, so that'll be cool. So let me know what you guys thought of volume 26 of Attack on Titan. Put all your thoughts and comments down below of what you thought about this volume, what you thought about all the things that happened in it, the death of Sasha, Zeke's plan as of this point, Eren, and everything that happened in this volume. Let me know that down below. I really, really enjoyed this. I thought this was a great volume. I can't wait to see where it's going to go moving forward from here. Please give this video a like, subscribe if you want to stick around and see more. Also, just so you guys know, I released a video on it, but I did get 2 copyright strikes from Shueisha, so I'm probably not going to show much manga panels in this video at all, as you've seen. And also, I have a second channel, a backup channel, just in case. I'll put a link to that in the description below, so also subscribe to the backup channel if you want to, just in case anything happens to this one. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you next time.